Alright, well, good day, everybody. Welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns, where we actually showcase Zelda speedruns. So today, we actually have another one of those Zelda speedruns, but it's a Wind Waker Randomizer. Wow, what a surprise, right? We got Challenge Cup Group A, CrystalBellis versus PsychedelicSeal, and I'm gonna leave it to you with my friends over here, Jwist and Haley, who are going to take over the commentary because I really don't want to do it because I'm very bad at it.
Thank you, Pogi. I hope everybody is doing good. This should be a fun race. I think that this should be... Let me pull up the bracket. It should be Crystal's last CC race for Group A. But
yeah, I know that Seal was racing a lot, like, at the beginning of, like, during the quals, but I haven't seen him around much recently.
Let's see what the stakes are. Okay, it looks like this race is both of our runners' last race in the group stages. And I think if... This is interesting. I think if Crystal wins, then there's a three-way tie for third place.
That's interesting. Yeah, that would be like the bracket.
That's kind of wild. Because top 4 from groups move on, and if there's a three-way tie between third place, then...
Yeah, so what would happen in that case is, assuming that it actually is a true tie and not... Who did... Cup probably lost... Yeah, Cup lost to Cup, okay. Then... Yeah, so they would play another match, the 3 of them would, and the last one to finish would not qualify. Looks like we're gonna get started here.
Want to have flight control.
Really nothing to do here to just head out.
It's always really freaky spawning at this island because the Birdman is just staring you right in the face. Yeah, not surprising we're warping directly to Windfall.
See what early items we get.
Looks like our dungeons are DRC, Tower of the Gods, and Wind Temple.
Or Maggie has anything starting off?
Yeah, we're gonna get some cat jams later.
Good old cat jams. From the Tower of the Gods boss, right?
Oh, of course. Hey, the Godan theme does go kind of hard, but really Godan just ruins it for us, so.
It does. Grappling hook. Okay, this is just looking like we're going. We gotta go to DRC. We gotta go.
That's pretty nice because that's more incentive to go to paw print a little earlier.
Yeah, it almost guarantees that DRC is gonna be the first dungeon that both our runners go to.
True. I guess it's just a matter of like what other items we can get before DRC that will make it a little bit quicker.
Yeah, like what are we gonna get? All 3 pearls down Windfall? That'd be wild. Single set. 1 of 5.
I really stand by what Claire said about the Tingle statues. I'm pretty sure it was Claire who said this, that the only Tingle statue you're excited about is the 5th one. Anything other than that is just not exciting for me.
I mean, at least it's like better than getting rupees per se.
Well, I mean, on Windfall, like if you're gonna get rupees somewhere on Windfall, I would like to get them before I start like crawling
is
under
true.
under Tingle's bed. You know, getting the yellow rupee in the base.
One of these next 2 checks, if they're rupees, they can skip farming.
Unlucky. Second Tingle
Speaking
statue.
of the Tingle statues,
Again, the second Tingle statue, not exciting. Unless it's number 5. Oh! Oh my goodness.
yeah, that makes things interesting. You kind of just go to I know. I mean, you could really make an argument to just do DRC.
You just like go DRI, do DRI checks, and then just go into DRC. Like,
Yeah. Because obviously you can't. There's a couple things that become a bit of annoying. Well, no, because you can't go backwards yet. Because you don't have a sword or something, but yeah, I'd still hold off until getting a sword at least. Because the sword just makes the DRC so much faster. Or Leaf. Leaf is obviously something that you want to get.
yeah, definitely either Leaf or something that makes going backwards a bit easier, like the next bow or bombs.
Both of our runners very even here. Seal with maybe a couple seconds ahead of the lead.
Yeah, we're just holding hands pretty much. They both farm the same rupees, and so they're both probably planning on getting Beetle.
Yeah, actually wouldn't be surprised to see a little early,
Alright, Beetle.
no, Forest Haven Beetle into the plateau and then
Oh, you
where's
know,
the rock against the grapple.
yeah, so that grappling hook makes Cliff Plateau to keep grappling nice because you don't need chest storage, you can just grapple with it.
And the bow also is part of it that makes it possible, thanks to that being something that can kill the goblin, or not the goblins, the vocal blends.
Are they vocal blends?
Nope.
Wait.
That is just another way of saying the goblins, actually. Yeah, they are vocal goblins.
You
They
just
really are
pronounced it
vocal
different.
bobbas.
Yeah, they really are vocal bobbas, huh? Crystal did unfortunately
Okay,
fall on ropes.
Seal playing with fire on that other side of the platform.
They're both playing with fire a little bit. I feel like with grapple, indeed, I personally would probably hold off on Cabana until the delivery bag.
Oh, Skullhammer.
A little skull hammer never hurt anybody too.
Making our way to mother and child.
I imagine Seal will probably go to outside after this. He's just warping through Mother and Child right now and getting the third Tingle statue.
Yeah, outside is always like a decent option. Oh, Crystal heading to DRI. So is Seal.
I definitely like DRI now. We'll have to see if either of the runners decide to go into DRC, but I would be surprised if they did.
Yeah, I think that, personally, that some other checks might be better than just holding off on DRI until entry DRC, just saving that warp.
I agree.
Especially with how close they are to being able to enter DRC. If it was like just the bow, then maybe you should pick up these checks, but with the grapple it says we're going to DRC soon. But I also wouldn't be surprised that it might be routed into to go to pop print maybe, and then because you do have to make multiple warps anyways to DRI.
Yeah.
The only thing that'll be unfortunate is if you go to pop print, you can, but not really. Well, they can't right now because they don't have a jump slash item, but you really want the leaf or power bracelets or bombs to get that right boulder so that we don't have to double dip. Because like we already have the grappling hook, one that makes it hard to avoid the double dip.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of opportunities between now and pop print to get something like that, like either leaf or bombs, power bracelets. But I think that I personally probably would have done outset first. I'm not sure, honestly. It's really nice to be able to just single dip pop print. Doesn't look like they've gotten anything so far. When Seal and Crystal go through the next loading zone, or they go to another quadrant, then we'll see what they stored. Their chest on top of it. Looks like Seal is rushing CP sub. Pause jam? No, returning.
Oh, turn back to the wind shrine.
A little bit of a debate. Oh yeah, wind shrine is pretty important. You know, can't forget
Something
that
that
one.
nobody would ever forget the wind shrine.
No, never, never. Especially when it's a hard required.
But luckily today it is not hard required, it is the red chew jelly.
Oh, Seal's deciding to pick up Beetle here, so this is our first time seeing what Beetle 20 has. It's a shard. Not immediately useful, but never hurts to get.
Thank you. Bye.
Crystal's heading to Crescent first. This is interesting. So she's probably trying to avoid the pop and double dip, but in return she's not gonna get the Crescent sub skip.
Right. Yeah, so she's just pretty much accepting that she's gonna watch the little 60-second cutscene here. Spoiler. So
We're
just
waiting.
sit here, yeah, we just wait.
Looks like Seal's actually following suit there. Heading over to Crescent. Will he pick up the chest on the island? Question.
I think with the way he's sailing, it looks like he has plans to get the chest first.
That's gonna be really big if it's either a bow or the
Right. And then we'll know whether or not Crystal has better odds of single dipping pop range.
It's just a Boko Baba seed.
Unlucky.
Speaking of the Boko Baba, that's super nice. There's the fire and ice.
It's kind of an unfortunate spot for the second bow, but never hurts to get.
Now actually, if you go from, if you're already done with Crescent, then you just head over to Fire Mountain.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, Fire Mountain's pretty slow if you don't have slash item, but like, in terms of routing, going to Fire Mountain and pop range seems good.
Yeah, the only reason you wouldn't want to do Fire Mountain right away is because you could save it for after DRC. You still are going to make it through this one.
Alternatively, we could get FCP sub after Fire Mountain. Since Fire Arrows make that sub pretty simple. Yeah, there's a lot of potential for different routing here. So Seal is going to be picking up his second bow here as well.
This is Salvage Corp. Will Salvage Corp give us today? This card.
Already our fourth heart though.
50-50.
So here it's on.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, not surprisingly that Seal is following suit.
See, they're probably very close and like who's ahead?
Yeah, I would say that they're probably well even.
Considering
Seal did Mother and
Mother and
Child.
Child, yep.
Get second builder. Okay. One more opportunity. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to accept that we're double dipping confident. So what Crystal is trying to do is she's gonna sidle to the side of this rock here, and you can just, you know, do a quick little walk on top of the rock and never hurt anybody. Aurora's Pearl. So,
It does give us mail, so maybe we can still avoid the pop and double dip if mail gives us something.
yeah, we can check the mail, and then Crystal probably will decide to get the mail on Popper, I'd imagine. Like, on the off chance that it's something we can use to go back into Popperint. Yeah, she's looking for the mailbox.
So we're really looking for a leaf, bombs, or power bracelets.
Not
There's God's
EGL,
there.
though.
Not gonna do it for this seed.
Nope. It's really not gonna do much for us.
Will Crystal go to no Mother and Child?
So Crystal opted out of rushing Fire Mountain and FCP sub. But it's interesting that she decided not to warp to Mother and Child before coming to Outset.
I'm guessing that she's trying to get a bottle, but at that point it doesn't matter because you're doing an extra warp anyways.
Right, like if you are already planning on coming to Outset, it makes sense to just go to Mother and Child, I think. Accepting that you're gonna dip Outset a few times. I imagine Seal is gonna be going to Cliff Plat with that grappling hook. Delivery bag and mesas. We do have the option right now for Hammerless Cabana, but I would be very shocked if anybody decided to go for it. It is very slow. And having the hammer just makes Cabana very fast. We have so many other checks right now that we can do, so that I don't imagine we'll be touching that anytime soon.
Yeah, I do like Seal's driving a little bit more here, heading over to the duo of Cliff Plateau and Bird's Peak Rock. Crystal going for the roll clip method. A little tricky of a roll clip.
Seems like everybody has their own little camera angles that they like to have for that one. I've not seen anybody do it like that before, I don't think. Shaboom's
Outset,
cave.
not look. There's the bombs though.
Wait a second. Did...
So,
Funny story.
I think that you don't. You don't lose storage from the cutscene. I'll have to watch back to see what happened exactly, but you don't lose it from the cutscene as long as the cutscene ends.
Right, so I imagine that the cutscene was probably still going.
I think that it had something to do with the fact that he actually got like eaten by it. Because normally when that happens for me at least, I like get the cutscene, but it's still there.
Yeah, you get your storage back. So, yeah, I'd have to look back at that to see what happened. But, so unfortunately, Seal is gonna have to go back to Cliff Plat later with Leaf, in order to get highest isle. George literally got eaten.
Luckily, we do have the grappling hook, so we can still do this clip.
Right.
Yeah. Crystal
Yeah, so...
looks like she's gonna go for a little diamond step early.
How do you feel about that one, Jay?
Well, you know. Definitely wouldn't do it in this situation. We definitely have items that we can use in other places.
A fourth Tingle statue, okay. This one's out of logic. Ankle can't have the bait bag, as far as we know.
That might work.
Ooh, I don't think it will.
Wait, is that a strat?
I've seen people talk about this. I think that, yeah.
Oh. I did not know about that one.
Yeah, I think that, let's see. I think that Emily showed me that one time. If you play Song of Passing, if you're barely, like, off the center of the whirlpool, then it just works. I don't know why. That was very neat.
The whirlpool, when you initially get in the whirlpool, it pulls you a little closer, so maybe it pulls you a little bit closer to the center right then.
Interesting. Yes, that's a pretty good backup, I think. That definitely seems faster than save warping and trying the whole thing again. Boxes?
That is
okay.
wild.
She's opting to use the stick for this one, but... Renana, I imagine you probably have to be somewhat close to the center. Like, you could see that Crystal was just barely gonna miss the center. But I've never tested it, so somebody would have to play around with it, figure it out.
Well, here's the thing that I'm thinking too, is like, you could just continue playing it, couldn't you? Because the Octo gradually pulls you closer. Wait, he's not, like, spawned.
Right.
Load, so...
Crystal just barely didn't have enough height to make this jump slash. With the stick, this can be a little interesting. Okay, there's our bottle. So nothing in Diamond Step except for bottle.
However, that does mean that Crystal will not have to double dip mother and child for the bot.
Oh, that's right. You make a good point. I forgot that Crystal had not been a mother and child yet. It's likely that Grandma isn't going to have the hookshot unless there's a different bottle in logic, which there very well could be, but I'd be surprised if Grandma had hookshot at this point. Crystal's third tingle statue.
Teal gain the first throw.
I don't know if we figured it out yet, but do we know what we stored on DRI? Probably nothing. I mean, we haven't opened the delivery bag, so I guess theoretically it could be note to mom, but yeah, I don't think that we know quite yet. We're a ghost ship chart, I suppose. Crystal is rushing to save Grandma.
Yeah, it's not a Triforce shard.
This is Seal's first trip to Outset, and because he waited so long to come here, it is nighttime, and so he gets to do roll clip skip. Say hello to Mesa. Hi, Mesa.
You will, however, have to do some sort of clip into the or he doesn't have to do the clip into Jaboon's cave if he doesn't want to. He does have the bombs.
That's true. What does Grandma have for us today? Finn's Pearl, okay.
Grandma is required.
So, hookshot, probably not in Tower of the Gods. Probably. That's what I'm getting from that. And that could be useful information considering that Wind Temple is in Logic, and typically we like to find the hookshot before going into the Wind Temple. Yeah, there could be another bottle out there, but with the 1.9 version of the randomizer, there's only one bottle guaranteed in Logic. So it's safe to assume that that's what the Logic is doing. You know what they say about hard reads? You probably just shouldn't try to do them.
Hard logic read.
The hard Logic reads.
I also personally hate coming to Headstone by itself. The sub just by itself.
Oh yeah, I typically try to avoid double dipping Headstone, especially if Earth Temple's not in Logic. But some people have their, I guess, preferences in terms of like abandoning Sphere 0 and Sphere 1 subs, and this is a Sphere 1 sub, so there's a high likelihood that there's something here. Shard. Again, not immediately useful. But still something. It looks like Seal
Yeah, hopefully
is toward that 6-eye sub?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Crystal's heading to Cycles from here. That makes sense.
Yeah, I guess that would be additional incentive to go to the Headstone Quadrant even if you don't have a way to do top of Headstone. Seal having a little bit of trouble there, bonking off the wall. Hopefully the Moblin doesn't... Okay.
Well, we also have Fire and Ice Arrows, so
True.
it's not the end of the world.
I think the stick is still faster than Ice arrow, fire arrow.
Yes.
I see, I see.
Especially if you get a double.
Yeah, that makes sense.
The mirror shield on Cyclos.
Hmm.
You know, it's good, but it's also like you don't have leaf or hook shots, so you can't actually do that check yet. Well, you could, but
Right, I imagine, let's see, I think Crystal's probably going to Cliff Plat here. I think
hopefully
if
we
I
get
was
to
Crystal...
see the top of Plateau check.
True, we haven't seen Highest Isle yet. But I think if I was Crystal, I would try to hold off
Actually, looks like we're just
on...
going to the 5-eye sub first, the 5-star sub.
Oh, does she do the... Yeah, so she's gonna do a save here in the Cliff Plateau quadrant, and then soft reset if 5-eye is dead, so that she can just sail directly to Cliff Plat from there. I'm still not sure if that shot is worth it, necessarily, especially if you have to buffer, like opening the map.
The way that I started doing it, because I saw people doing it, it spawns you really close, so it saves the warp, essentially, because it's not that far of a sail anyways.
Right.
But I just look over to the left, and when the lookout platform is there, then that means you're in the quadrant, because it's loaded. And the leaf at Isle of Steel.
That's a really good find, especially if Seal is comfortable with leaf pumping and subs. He'll be able to skip the combat that Crystal is doing right now. And he'll be able to go back to High Style to get the check that he had to leave.
Seal heading over to Needle Rock as well.
Yeah, this is pretty good considering we can get both the checks right off the bat with fire arrows. Well, so forget everything I said earlier about that bottle. Gosh.
So that sub has been a bottle almost every seed for me. It's insane.
You know, actually, same. I think that I see a bottle there pretty often.
Wait, crystals? No, crystal. It wasn't an item for her. She could have just soft reset.
Oh, yeah.
Set up.
Yeah, I think it probably would have been better to not keep the bottle.
Yeah, at least with these settings, a second bottle doesn't do anything for you.
Right.
Unless she really wanted to just dupe the soup, but...
You know, I find that even when I don't find double magic in my seeds, I typically only will dupe the soup maybe one time. Yeah. Probably just one time. Typically in endgame, you just drink it anyways.
I think part of it is also that we have a lot more overworld this season. So a lot of the overworld checks you just save warp out of, which
exactly.
refills your magic.
Yeah, and there's also more magic drops that Logo patched in for us, so there's just magic everywhere.
The hurricane spin.
Oh boy.
I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Greyfish here? Yes.
So Crystal not having a jump slash item does mean that she doesn't have to roll all the way around to do Ice Ring this way. I know that there is a strat where you can side hop onto the chest and grab the ledge on the left, I think?
Yep. But... you can. It's probably on either side, but the left it looks easier.
Yeah.
We're gonna take a little slide down here.
Little slide.
Little ledge grab.
She's good. She's a pro with the ice mechanics.
This is also going to be huge for Seal, actually, because he'll be able to do this with a leaf, which is a lot faster.
So there's a note to Mom, which we can mail because we do have the delivery bag. So that makes me a little bit more confused about what was on DRI earlier. It still could have been Ghost Ship Chart. We have yet to check our charts to see if we have that. We're still going for that roll there through the fan.
Just the treasure chart.
Seal's going for Forest Haven checks and is gonna Wind Waker dive underneath the island. Hop up to the loading zone.
Is Crystal making the DRC play? Before Cliff Plateau?
She could do Fire Mountain and FCP.
You know, I wonder if part of it is also the fact that she doesn't have a jump slash item and she's forgetting that she could use the grappling hook.
Maybe she's not quite comfortable with the grapple clip. That could be another possibility. Yeah, it looks like she safety saved at DRI. It is probably going to check Fire Mountain, and then if it's nothing, soft reset and go to FCP sub. Seems like that's the plan.
Yeah, I was gonna mention, even if she doesn't like the grapple clip, then you can grapple up with the grappling hook with chest storage and then just be up.
Yeah, there's a lot of options with Cliff Plot allowing people to do whatever they really want.
Seal's checking her vanilla leaf spot. And leaf is kind of vanilla. I mean, that is
double
a...
magic. It's twice the leaf.
I mean, in the vanilla game, the leaf gives you magic, and if you get the leaf twice, you do get double magic, so... that is, like, kind of vanilla. It's like half vanilla.
Quirky. I like it, I like it. Magic where you get magic. I do like that we're able to see different checks from the runners right now. So like Seal is doing things that Crystal hasn't done, and Crystal's doing things that Seal hasn't done. So it'll also make it probably pretty hard to tell which runner has any sort of sizable lead. But the fact that Seal has the leaf,
yeah, that's the biggest thing, is that
yeah,
pretty much everything that Crystal's doing that Seal also is most likely going to do it eventually.
right.
He's just gonna have the leaf and be faster with it. However, Seal is gonna have to go back to dip Cliff Plateau.
Yeah, I wonder if he's just hoping that it's not anything. Oh no, here he is. He's coming to Cliff Plateau right now. I take it back. Also, Crystal finding her third Triforce shard. Finding those when you're wanting items like your first sword or like leaf, honestly, is a little annoying. Because they don't really do anything for you until endgame. Leaf was in Islet of Steel. And bombs were in a Cliff Plat Cave.
So he does have fire and ice arrows though, so he is able to just shoot it. Doesn't have to use the torch or bombs. Crystal going for a very interesting check here. I guess it's just because it's on the way to Needle Rock.
Yeah, I think that she is probably planning to get Needle Rock after this, I'd imagine. But this is good for her, considering that this is the leaf. This is wild. It doesn't even look like she's standing on the on the platform, but it just worked.
Yeah, as long as you hear the little jingle, you're good to go.
That's wild.
I think it's because Linka's feet are slightly smaller.
Oh, you know, you're right.
But it's
The
still
collision
Link's
is the same,
hitbox.
yeah. Linka does have little feet.
Ooh. Oh, almost got led into the gunship.
They do just kind of body you sometimes there when you go for a sail hop. They knock you out of midair. Yeah, so Seal is going for the sub skip here with leaf pumps.
Looked like the first leaf pump specifically was a little delayed.
Yeah, looks like he's not gonna go for it again. He's gonna opt to fight the Bokos, goblins. We went over this earlier.
Boko blends.
Boko blends. This will be Seal's first bottle, however. And he's already been to Mother and Child, so I think if I was Seal, I would try to put off saving Grandma until I could finish DRC. Especially with the amount of items that Seal has, it makes sense to just wait to get a fairy at the end of DRC right before Goma. Considering a full clear of DRC is pretty good right now. Even without the sword, we have a lot of options.
Yeah, that's true. Because there's nothing really that's going to speed up DRC that much except for the sword.
Right. Well, there's no reason necessarily to rush Grandma right now, considering we have a lot of checks that we can do and potentially get power bracelets and bait bag before going back to outset. Crystal picking up her hurricane spin. See where she goes next. So this could be the dip into DRC we've been waiting for, or it could be FCP sub, which we still haven't seen from anybody. And it looks like she's DRC. Yeah, big DRC play. Yeah, you know, I like this play. She still hasn't done Cliff Plat, which I probably would have done before coming here. But we have Leaf, we have Fire Arrows, we have Grapple, so DRC will be pretty fast. Seal picking up his Mirror Shield on Cyclos. Yeah, at this point it's looking pretty likely that DRC will have a sword, perhaps.
It'd be really insane if DRC was just empty.
It would be kind of wild.
It's like almost impossible at this point.
Yeah, I think. So we're missing Nehru's Pearl still as well, and Tachi is our second dungeon, so.
What if Nehru's Pearl is in Wind Temple?
I think that would be kind of whack. I don't know.
Seal heading over to Angular here.
Oh, interesting. I wonder if he's gonna, you know, I take everything back. He can just full clear Angular because he has the leaf.
Yep.
I'm so... I think my brain is still accustomed to the tourney race that we had yesterday, where they just didn't have leaf or hookshot for a long time.
Yeah, we really did.
We're still gonna go ahead and shoot down the platform here.
And that's
There's
not...
Miru. So Tachi
So-
is open.
No command melody, but full clearable without it.
Right. The second statue could give a little bit of trouble without sword or hammer, depending on what setup these runners use for that skip, but hopefully we'll just find a sword before we even get there to that point. Now that I think about it, is the Dark Nut mini boss in logic with our current item set?
Yeah. Leaf is in logic.
I need to take off their armor.
Oh, wait. Oh, I never thought about that one. Yeah, no. I don't think so.
Well, mine is command melody.
No, you don't need command melody for the Dark Knight mini boss.
Oh, true. You just
It's actually
use
in
the
logic
Armos.
to... Yeah.
Use the Armo statue. Take it across the room and put it on the little glowing thing. No one does that though, but... Another shard, okay. So even though both of our runners have 3 shards, they both have 1 shard that is different from the other.
So we're just missing 1 overworld shard.
Yes, and yeah, for no mode of shards, yeah, we're only missing 1. And the rest are on the bosses.
Looks like Seal's gonna head into DRC as well.
This is good for both of the runners because they both have similar item sets going in, so neither runner has a item advantage over the other. And I imagine that Seal will take a similar, if not the same route that Crystal is taking right now, with shooting down the platform.
Crystal unfortunately falling from the top.
Oh no! Capital D colon.
Oh, that just took the platform without her.
It really did just shoot the platform into the ceiling without Crystal on it. Triple capital D colon. This is it. I feel that this is the time for Crystal to fight the bokoblins.
She shot a normal arrow there, it would have been fine, but okay, we're just gonna throw him into the fire.
She's just taking out her vengeance on the bokoblins. Realizing that she needs a jump slash item to get down without breaking the ropes. We're opting to do it this way. I always forget that you can burn the ropes. Oh, she can leave. Well, there's the ghost shard. Guess I'll never get to know what was on Dear Eye, huh? Oh, interesting. It looks like Crystal is going for true backwards, as we like to call it. we typically see this route when runners have leaf. Considering that this section in particular right here, grappling or ledge grabbing with the leaf is a bit slow.
Yeah, I think that it's good if you plan on
Maybe doing Goma immediately?
yeah, if you are trying to skip the boss key maybe. Or if you don't have leaf and you don't like the jump slash, which is what I do.
Mm.
It's not much slower, but it's also the fact that you want to try to skip the mini boss as well.
Right.
Because this mini boss is slow.
Yeah, so I guess at that point you're at the mercy of the rando, which route you decide to take and which check you're trying to abandon. That Moblin didn't stand a chance against Crystal. Is Crystal gonna...
Yeah, she said her void point.
Oh, she did, okay. I didn't remember whether or not she had said her void or not. So we can just people arrive to this room right here. We'll see whether or not she fights Goma right now. Seal also picking up his Go Ship Chart.
And the boomerang.
Big boomerang. Doesn't really do much for us this seed, but still can be nice to have. And there's the big key.
It's like we do not need to do... Well, we're not doing big key skip with the chest there now that...
Now that we've opened them.
Because those are the only two chests you can use for chest storage for that. Fun little fact. Unless you want to do like some dumb hover in this room, I guess. Interesting on Seal's side, the swordless combat opting to bomb them.
Nothing in Paw Room.
Where was the boomerang again? It was on Windfalls.
We did just get the boomerang in.
Oh, I meant grappling hook. Not
Oh,
boomerang.
okay.
I was
Yeah.
like, can there be anything on top? Is there anything?
Grappling Hook was a
Ooh!
House of Will.
Seal, unfortunately, dying in the mini boss.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's really unfortunate actually, because the trek back up here is pretty long.
I don't think he opened up the warp pod either.
Right. So he'll actually probably take the platform up again and go through Under Rope Bridge. And Crystal just picked up what I believe is our 5th Tingle statue.
Yeah. her fourth, because Seal has not done that one yet.
Right, her
Forget
fourth.
where the last one is.
I don't remember either.
There's only one more key left for Crystal. 50-50 on if we can skip the big key chest.
Yeah, so she does need to go do chest across lava pit because she has all the dungeon items except for one key. So at this point, she's hoping to skip the basement.
It's always so scary. If the fire is going there, then you just get hit by it.
There's the bait bag. Okay, so this is
I
good
mean,
for us.
we get to skip the big key chest.
Right, and that's good because that check is very slow, and nobody likes doing it. The jebaited bag. I don't believe so, Sim. I think that we did see that chest. Or, like, we saw the item, like, presented to us.
We also still haven't seen FCP sub, have we?
Yeah, we still haven't seen FCP sub, so I would be surprised if Crystal didn't go to FCP sub after this. And I think that that's our last sub in terms of what we've seen on Restream.
Yeah, I'd be surprised to see anything but FCP sub coming up right after DRC. It'd be interesting to see if Seal, if he opens the left one first, then he could still try to store, or he could still try to, oh, never mind, he's gonna get the big key first.
Yeah, so he's just gonna be able to go ahead and get both these chests and not have to worry about save scumming or storing for Goma. And that's the first boss done for Crystal. And she'll be picking up her 4th shard. Only a little surprised that we still haven't found a sword, given that we have so many other items and so many other checks available to us.
Yeah, we really were thinking that there was gonna be a sword in DRC, but just not.
Really was thinking that there'd be at least one in here. But we did get the bait bag, which does open up some stuff for us. And we got a Tingle statue as well. Not Crystal's 5th, but we do know where all 5 are.
Looks like we are gonna head over to FCP sub.
Yeah, this just makes sense. And then Crystal doesn't have to warp back to DRI anymore.
Or this is going to like nowhere.
I think that she's just sailing in the
Wrong.
wrong direction. I think she
Yep.
realized, yeah. I think still at that point it would have been fine to sail, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, because she just went like mostly south. So.
Yeah. We'll see if Seal realizes that basement is big key. I imagine that he does.
Yeah, I assume that if you do this route, then because that's one of the biggest things about going backwards is that you're really hoping to skip that check.
Right. Crystal is going to go for the sub skip. See if she gets her leaf pumps. Easy first try. Sword, sword, sword.
Just treasure chart 24.
Unlucky.
What if ankle is our first sword?
That would be wild. I mean, we do know that one of the Tingle statues was bait bag locked because it was in BPR. So it could technically be DRC leading to our first sword. Technically.
Oh, Crystal still hasn't gotten beetle? Or maybe bait. Or just doing the Windmaker dive.
Yeah. I think it would be fine to buy bait here as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's definitely fastest to buy bait here.
I'm very glad that Seal is remembering that he has a bottle and that he hasn't saved Grandma and is picking up a fairy here at the end of DRC like I mentioned earlier.
Always very nice to get it at a dungeon rather than having to make the warp of shame.
Right, I agree. Crystal is saving half a second by pulling Leaf before she goes into those bulbs. That's always fun to see. But you only do it on the first little section of bulbs. For whatever reason, it's slower to pull Leaf on these top bulbs. I think because of the height of the bulbs makes the difference.
Yeah, they're just more. It's mostly just because they're more spread out.
I see. Crystal getting her vanilla leaf, sort of.
Yeah, nice part about the Windmaker dive method is that you don't have to mess with your wind, so you just come out, grapple over.
Dude, that is one nice thing. I think if we didn't have to change the wind for the other method where you just use the cyclone, that the trick would save like 20 seconds, but I think it only saves 10.
Yeah.
Because you have to play Wind's Requiem. So there was that bomb bag that we were talking about earlier that we saw from Seal.
But being able to do the other method is also just nice because you can comfortably get over to Small Island.
True.
even without the grappling hook. Or you don't need the grappling hook for either one of them.
Right. Crystal opting to buy bait at the Forest Haven Beetles. Very good. It's a very fast beetle to get. And now we're seeing Cliff Flat. So she'll be storing her bombs in the Cliff Flat cave. Honestly, at this point, I'm thinking that Ankle must have either sword or maybe hook shot are both very viable options, or just nothing, as he likes to do.
Yes, the Crystal opting to just not store the chest. She doesn't need to because she has fire arrows and or not bombs yet, but we'll have bombs.
Seal did come back earlier to get highest style, if I recall correctly, and I think it was just a silver rupee. Or a chart.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
So I imagine for Crystal, we'll see BPR probably into... Oh, you know what? Crystal hasn't done Bomb Island yet, so I imagine we'll see her go to Bomb. Forgot about that. And then likely a warp to Tingle.
We'll see what's behind the third boulder, or the right boulder, though, on Seal's side.
Oh, true. This is neat. Yeah, we haven't seen this chest yet from either runner.
Will it be the first sword?
So that's why I told myself that highest style was a silver rupee, it was bomb mail. Oh, wallet, okay. We do get mail from that.
This is a bit too far to the right here. It might work. Yeah, that is gonna work. So Seal gonna pick up Ankle.
Oh, and he's gonna go ahead and mail that note to Mom, it looks like. And Crystal picking up her 5th Tingle statue. Well, there's Command Melody.
Oh, and Ghost Ship's at Bomb Island. It is the third night.
Oh, on
Should be
Crystal's
able to
side?
pick that up. Yep.
Yeah, that's really good then.
Hopefully the day-night cycle is fine. Maybe take a peek at the day-night cycle, Crystal.
Little D-pad right.
It'll be bad, right? Never hurt.
Based on the sky, it looks like it was just turning night, so it seems like it's fine. She's gonna go ahead and do it first anyways, so... Oh, what did Ankle have? I completely looked away because I was so engrossed in Crystal's Ghost Ship cycle. Was it nothing? A golden feather? Oh jeez. I was so hype about that too.
Oh, Crystal. Crystal is just late on the
Oh, on
release.
ledge grab, yeah. As long as she gets rid of this Wizrobe before he spawns anything, she can be in good shape still.
Yeah, boomerang. Okay.
Hopefully she decides to pick up arrows in the left pots before picking up the chest. She's running a little low.
Pull out the bombs.
Oh no. Yeah, so if an enemy is stunned, the bomb can't do any damage to them, which is totally wild in my opinion.
I guess skulls do damage though, but they also drop 30 arrows sometimes.
That was pretty convenient. Quick little arrow juicer. Right, force chart 1. Unfortunate. And Seal picking up his shard from Grandma. Oh, was that Note to Mom? Oh my goodness. Okay, Note to Mom was our last overworld shard, it looks like. No, Sim, I think that you're right. This is a cool strat from Crystal here, if you can get it to, if you can get it pretty quickly. Because you can shoot the rock, blocking the bomb island entrance and jump out of your boat during the cutscene. It's pretty fast. And I always forget that it's a thing.
Will Horseshoe have her first sword? This is wild. Now we're 10 in and no sword.
I mean, it could be in Tower of the Gods. And that's honestly not a
About
bad
that one.
place
We
for
really
it.
don't talk about that one.
Well,
Is it gonna be Tower of the Swords today?
maybe it'll be Tower of the Swords. Good old hop across. I've never seen that chick burn anybody ever.
Oh, never.
Never. Looks like Seal is having a little bit of trouble with the second hole.
Golf is a hard game. That's why I cheat at it.
Me as well. Crystal opting for bomb strats on the Magtails. I know that we've already seen Bomb Island from Seal, but I don't quite remember what it was. I don't imagine it was anything game-changing. Nairus! Alright. So this will give Crystal Tower of the Gods access. That ledge grab
Seal.
was wild.
Let him go
it
a
was
little bit
nothing.
early.
Yeah, Nairus was definitely Angular Peak, now that I think about it.
Seal looking like he's gonna go save Grandma. Oh wait, he already did save Grandma. He has Fiend's Pearl. Yeah, this actually really route's really nice for Seal. He'll be able to do both of the headstone checks and cycles, I believe he still hasn't done.
I think you're right. Yeah, if Crystal wants to come back to Angular or Headstone, it will only be for the one check. So I imagine she'll probably put it off until she's like really looking for an item. Seal's gonna make quick work of this rat sub with our boomerang. Where is that pesky little hookshot? We still haven't seen the chest on top of Private Oasis. The longer we go without finding the skull hammer, the more I think that that is the skull hammer. Or a sword. Or
Maybe
Tower of the Gods just
Tower of the Gods.
loaded. Yeah. But like DRC without a sword is one thing, but Tower of the Gods without a sword? I don't know about that one.
You know, the other day I had to go into Wind Temple without a sword.
Yeah, that's just unlucky. This is our first time seeing top of Headstone though, so this could very well be literally anything.
Even a sword.
Even a sword. Sword, sword, sword. No, nothing.
100 rupees.
100 rupees. Maybe we'll see the
Big Tower of the Gods play?
yeah, the big oh, here it is, the big Tower of the Gods play. Maybe Crystal will follow suit because she's gonna pick up Nehru's here. But also
No,
I
the Cabana play.
the cabana play, okay. Big hammerless cabana. I mean, at this point it's like pick your poison. Hammerless cabana, Tower of the Gods without a sword. We still do have top of Private Oasis, which could be either of those two things. And Crystal now has Tower of the Gods open and is gonna pick up Note to Mom in here, which leads to our last overworld shard. So we are shard no mode. Crystal unfortunately voiding here.
Yeah, you can actually just get a ledge grab if you're really on the very edge. And then you can actually climb up back into the blocks. It's really weird.
That's actually wild. I've seen a couple people do it like that, but it looks not easy. So it does look like Waterfall Chest was garbage. So now we're gonna go do Hammerless Cabana. Seems like our runners are really wanting a sword at this point. I just am so bad at remembering things. I could have swore that that was Note to Mom, but that's our shard.
Seal opting for Hammerless Cabana. Ah, so slow.
I mean, at this point, it's either Hammerless Cabana or Tower of the Gods. Advo did point out that Seal hasn't done things like Ice Ring or Fire Mountain or FCP sub yet, which is surprising given that he finished DRC.
Here's the thing about Hammerless Cabana, though, is that it doesn't mean one or the other of Tachi. It could mean both if you do Hammerless Cabana first.
That's true, that's true. Yeah, I guess if you do decide to go Tower of the Gods, then your odds of finding Hammer do go up. There's the hook shot!
It is required for the seed.
Hey, that's good news though, because that means that, well, I have nothing to say about that, actually. I was gonna say that means, Hammer,
Can't be in Wind Temple?
can't be in Wind Temple. But,
Yeah.
but Hammer really just can't be in Wind Temple, like, point blank, so.
Unless you have glitch logic.
Right.
Oh,
So
you
they're
just,
really
we're just going for it.
Wow!
Okay. Oh, maybe turn, yeah, okay. Looks like we're good.
Oh my goodness, that was so wild. If you don't kill that first re-dead, and he yells at you when you crawl into the hole, and you stand up, you just void. And you have to do the whole thing all over again. But Seal is a lot braver than I am, so easy club, I guess. So that was pretty monk-ass. Big boots! Man, it really is Cabana than Wind Temple, huh? I mean, at this point, like, the odds
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Hammer is in Taji is pretty high.
Yeah, I'd almost be tempted to go Wind Temple before Tachi, just
That's
knowing
what I
that.
was thinking. Like,
But
you
without, I mean, you do have Fire and Ice, but you can't kill the Dark Nuts in there.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Well, I don't know. Is it logical to do that Dark Nut room with Fire and Ice arrows? Because you could have the Dark Nuts hit each other, I think.
Can't bombs... Am I crazy? Can bombs take off their armor? Is that just not a thing?
I do not know.
I don't know either. Sim says no. They cannot. Okay. It's probably not in logic to... No, it's definitely not in
Jump.
logic to do that room then. So Crystal's last shards are just on Godan and Mulgera.
Looks like Crystal's save scumming Horseshoe. Gonna go to top of Headstone after. And I believe that Horseshoe's nothing, but top Headstone is also nothing, so.
I'm trying to think of overworld checks that we haven't seen from either of the runners yet, but I really just think that they have to go into Tower of the Gods eventually. 'Cause we know that these checks that Seal is doing are all dead, because we've seen them already from Crystal. And we've seen Golf from Seal already, so I'm thinking that the play really just is Tower of the Gods.
Yeah, at this point, just head on over.
Yeah. I mean, Sim, I imagine that they're waiting for Sword, but...
Oh, Seal hasn't done Diamond Step.
Yeah, but all we know about... Or we know Diamond Step is just a bottle.
Yep. Be a Diamond Step before. I mean, I guess he was hoping to do fastest Diamond Step with the bomb push clip, but he won't be able to without a sword.
Right. Oh, Crystal must have set up a save scum somewhere that I didn't notice.
Yeah, she
decided
saved it
to-
outset.
Oh, I see. This is good then. She's opting to do the top of headstone check. Even though we know it's nothing, but she'll get it out of the way now. Yeah, at this point, I think that Hammer is, I want to say, guaranteed in Tower of the Gods. So I guess it's just a matter of how many swords are in Tower of the Gods as well. Like, if Hammer is first floor of Tower of the Gods, do you leave Tower of the Gods and go to Wind Temple at that point?
Well, I'd say no, because you know that Tower of the Gods is fully in logic at that point.
True. Oh, I guess they don't have Wind Gods Arya either. Yeah, Crystal did do Diamond Step early. Oh, she hasn't done 6-Eye yet.
What is 6-Eye? Is it the
my-
boost maybe? No, that was
I don't think it was anything. Maybe it was Command Melody. The Seal does have Command Melody, whereas Crystal does not. Ah, yes. And then I shall pose the question. Okay, right boulder. It's all coming together. Both of our runners are definitely going to converge at some point at Tower of the Gods, so I imagine we'll see a bit of hand-holding. Because up until now, we've just traded off the same checks. But the logic really is just pointing us one way.
Yeah, I think like at this point with how much you really just need Tower of the Gods, because it's every check except for the Dark Knight mini bosses in logic, I think.
Right, but you know that Hammer is... Well, at least Seal knows that... or is gonna know that Hammer is most likely in Tower of the Gods. And Crystal will know soon.
I mean, at this point, isn't it actually just in Tower of the Gods?
Right, but our runners both have, some overworld checks left, so there's still potential from their perspective.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, Hammer is just in Tower of the Gods. And hopefully Wind Gods Arya, and hopefully swords. Oh, she's going for it! Okay, this is good. Yeah, this is really good for Crystal, and she'll be able to find the hammer in here, and we'll be able to do Cabana after Tachi much faster than Seal was able to, given that he did it hammerless.
Oh, and it just turned daytime for Seal.
Oh.
Warping to DRI.
Boots were in Cabana along with the hookshot. So it was just a Wind Temple kind of Cabana day. There's the Skull Hammer. We Ben knew that it was there.
Oh, has Steel not done Fire Mountain yet?
He hasn't done Fire Mountain or FCP.
Oh. See. Crystal doing hop across?
Yes, she might
Hop
be.
across.
Wait. Okay.
She hasn't
You don't
done left side yet, though, has she?
No, that's what I was about to point out. You don't typically see, early hop across because you're usually hoping that this is a small key and that you're able to just skip it altogether. Oh, and just barely missing the cycle.
is a new route.
I don't see how it would be faster in any sort of way. Given that the route that we typically use can skip the check altogether, which is just good in general.
So we're really hoping it's not a small key for crystal or dungeon item. Especially if Seal is one to put it off. It is a piece of heart, so that's good news in a way. Yeah.
Yeah. So she would have had to come back here anyways, but
Unless if Tower of the Gods actually just has all 4 swords.
which would be wild.
She might be able to skip one of these checks though.
There's our big key.
So I guess if you do this route, it would probably be best to just open the first chest here in this room.
Hoping to skip,
Like this small cutscene.
right.
Key in the small key.
And the dungeon map.
Left side skip? Little left.
Oh. Yeah, it does look like, or for this route, it would be best to do left side skip, but it is very hard.
It'd also be exceptionally hard without a sword.
True, you just cannot drop that bomb. Listen, you don't typically have to think about those things an hour and a half into a rando run. A clean sub skip from Seal. That's just really unfortunate RNG on Crystal's side, just getting destroyed by the rat. So unfortunately, when Seal tried to get the ghost ship at Bomb, it did turn daytime, so it looks like he's on his way to Spectacle to get the ghost ship here instead. I'd be very surprised if Tower of the Gods just didn't have anything.
There's no way that it doesn't have a sword.
No swords, I mean we are already shard %.
There's a
Well.
sword. It was actually getting really scary because there's only one more check after that before the mini boss.
Yeah, man. We almost had a hammer mini boss.
If you don't know how to do your slashes with the hammer, you're in for an interesting time.
True. I think that Crystal does the boomer setup though for the second statue, so she would have been fine either way, honestly. So that's the benefit of knowing multiple strats for that statue. Yeah, over 90 minutes, our first sword.
Yeah, I refuse to learn the boomer setup. It's just so slow.
It looks a little harder in SD as well, because the textures aren't as like defined. So you're really just looking at fuzziness. But I know that some people like to use the pillar as their visual cue. So I guess it's just whatever gets you to skip the command melody works, in my opinion. Yeah, from the way that Seal is routing the first floor of Tower of the Gods, it does look like he intends to just not do hop across altogether. Because he did right side and then came to the left side. So again, with this route, theoretically left side's gonna be faster, but we don't have sword, right? So.
Yeah, especially because he got the big key, he'll definitely put off hop across.
Right.
At least it makes sense too.
Yeah.
Then I'll probably get it after.
We found one sword in Tower of the Gods. I guess now the question is, how many swords are in Tower of the Gods? We already have 2 small keys, and the map, and the big key, so we're only missing the compass. So the potential for items is pretty big, I'd say. Yeah, so this setup is one of the many ways you can skip playing Command Melody in this room. I don't know that she was... Wow, okay.
I was gonna say she looked like she was a bit to the right, but I guess
Yeah.
it still works.
Yeah, it looks like she's pretty comfortable with that strat.
I don't even know the visual cues for it, being completely honest. No need to learn it.
I bet Crystal is very appreciative of the sword about right now, and that skull hammer as well.
Went in here without either.
Oh boy.
And the light arrows.
Cute little vanilla bow. So Tachi is loaded. But at the rate of our sword acquiring, Wind Temple's probably loaded as well. Just a full clear kind of seed.
Well, what dungeon items have we not seen yet?
We just haven't seen the compass. The only one.
So what you're saying? Do we wait? Do we have both small keys?
Yeah, Crystal has 2 small keys.
So what you're saying is the next 4 checks are the compass and 3 swords.
Absolutely not. And what I'm saying is that Tachi, the rest of Tachi, empty. Well, we need to find Wind God still, so ignore that. But Wind God's...
Wind God's can be in Wind Temple. Like that's it. Gets
Well-
it's 1 check most of the time.
I guess you're right. That's just pretty gross.
On your tracker, you see 9 out of 13 or whatever, but it's just 1 check unless it's a small key.
I see, I see. And I don't know if either of these runners tend to favor the Wind God's Aria skip route. I know that some people have been learning that and implementing that lately.
Yeah, Wind God's Aria skip route is really just banking that you get first try storage on that 1 spot. That's kind of disgusting.
Yeah,
But-
otherwise you lose time, I think, compared to the other route.
It's something that's like good to know the optimal route for when you actually don't have Wind God's Aria.
Right, of course. And Crystal did pick up power bracelets in here, so that's big pagan logic for us.
Not quite making the cycle. Is she gonna leave right away, or is she gonna reset the run?
Oh?
You're gonna go for the ledge grab.
Astrats?
Yeah, getting the ledge grab there isn't too bad.
Your angle is just a little weird coming onto it, though.
Yeah, you do have to take a little bit wider of an angle.
Yeah.
The easiest way to do it here is just to reset the room.
Oh, but she
Gets the
gets
tank
ledge
right.
grab.
Oh, and she should be able to make the cycle here if she just holds, if she mashes for roll.
Um,
Ooh.
looks like Seal is going for crit mohop, which I don't see many runners do this actually
Is he
in rando,
double-
especially.
I couldn't tell if he was double targeted or not.
I couldn't tell either, but it did look like he went neutral before he backflipped, so I think that that should be fine. And I don't know the visual cue for SD, so.
You want to be, that's about right, yeah.
Oh.
You don't want to throw the statue though. The visual cue is that Link's left foot will just barely be touching the golden part of the floor.
Oh, I see. Capital D colon.
Oh. That.
Looks like he's opting to play the command melody. Oh my goodness! Crystal is getting really unlucky with the, with this RNG. These keys, the rats were bothering her earlier, and now the keys. Yeah, these keys are definitely the worst in the game, in my opinion. Ooh, good big magic. Good RNG. Makes up for what the keys did to her earlier.
Yeah, I believe Crane looked at the spreadsheet a little bit ago or like the Wind Waker data.
Oh, like the drop
And
rates
like,
for big?
yeah, I think it's like a 37.5% chance that it's a big magic. So
Oh,
just
wow.
over 1 in 3.
So that is actually pretty lucky then.
Yeah, it's definitely not a well, it is a 50-50.
Either good or you don't.
It really is.
One percent red Rufio. True, Pogi. Seal also picking up his cute little vanilla bow.
Well, you
I bet
see,
that after...
if we didn't have rules, we'd be in Go mode right now.
If we didn't have rules, well...
Just do a little barrier skip. Never hurt anyone.
The little barrier skip and Crystal would have to Morph hover.
Well,
Well,
it's like an 80% run.
honestly though.
Well, 80% noms. 80% would just not kill. 80% doesn't need the bow.
If we didn't have rules, I just use map select. Based.
I mean, in season 3, we allowed Puppet Ganon skip. This season, though, nope.
Oh, wasn't Puppet Ganon skip a little harder back then?
Well, we didn't know the thing with the Picto Box
Right.
found by Tanjo. Yeah, in season 3 we allowed Keys Hover. Nobody ever did it though.
And I can't imagine many rando runners are eager to do a key hover.
Essentially, it just wasn't banned. I mean, nobody did it ever. Because you're just gonna lose time unless if you're like last ditch effort kind of thing.
And so at this point, it looks like Wind God's Arya is just in Wind Temple or on the Big Pig. And that's it. Big Pig. I think if I was these runners, I would do Big Pig and then do Wind Temple.
If I was Crystal, personally,
Well, she's
I'd
gonna
go
do
to Cabana
Cabana.
first.
Yeah. Can't really do much in Wind Temple without the hook shot or the iron boots.
Oh yeah, where is Command Melody? Because Crystal will need that.
Yeah, you know. Rupee Mail. Oh, Wallet was left, or right boulder in Pop Rank. Crystal hasn't been back to Pop Rank
Oh,
yet.
that's right. Yeah, yeah. That makes sense.
She'll definitely do that before Wind Temple.
Well, she'll have to, actually.
So I mean, she'll definitely do it before Wind Temple.
I wouldn't be surprised to see her last location that, and then go right from there to Wind Temple. Just sailing. It was probably the same distance from Poprint that it is from Windfall. Because Gale is like at the very northeastern part of the quadrant.
Oh, sailing from Poprint to Wind Temple? Yeah, I think that that's a decent sail.
That was a hand respawn on Crystal's side.
Yeah, that
Unfortunate.
is just unlucky.
Oh, that was unfortunate. She double tapped from ice arrows to go past light arrows onto normal arrows, but she only had a single tick of magic, so
Oh.
it didn't even display light arrows because they take 2. So she shot a fire arrow instead. Drinking a soup.
Little juicer.
Don't need that for Wind Temple.
Oh, you mean that she just
Yeah,
drank
she
it,
kind
drank it.
of she kind of just drank it. She doesn't have soup
Oh.
anymore.
So she is gonna go back to Outset and does have the option to go get more
Okay.
soup.
Okay.
And honestly, I wouldn't be very surprised if we saw that.
A little second trip to Grandma.
Little second trip to Grandma. Never, well, I guess I can't say it never hurt anybody, but you know. The Grandma revisit. The fabled 2 Grandma trips in one run.
Crystal clipping into the ground.
Looks like Teal is going for the bomb boost here. Wow, I guess he's just comfy with it.
I'm pretty sure the bomb boost is like slightly faster if you like pull the bomb on your way.
Interesting. I was not aware.
But like then if you miss it once, you just go cry because then you're in the time sink.
Not the time loss. Crystal should... Yeah, looks like she's heading to Cabana from here. Which is good. She'll pick up her iron boots and her hookshot. And then it's just a matter of whether or not she... Well, she'll have to go to Pop Print eventually, so I imagine she'll full clear the rest of her overworld before going to Wind Temple. Which just makes sense at this point.
If Big Pig is the other wallet.
Well... I don't know what the odds of that are. I imagine they're low. Considering
Yeah, it's like 1 in 200.
Considering we are only guaranteed 1 wallet in Logic, but you know, could happen. We did see 2 bottles, so you know.
Yeah, so what's actually really gross though is the fact that Hookshot is the second chest in here, or first chest technically, but the second chest that you'll get.
Right.
Because there's a much faster way to get to it if you have the Hookshot, but you just can't.
I don't know if they're necessarily tied, Pogi, but it is really close. Considering that Crystal is doing overworld checks right now that Seal has already done. So I think we'll know better as soon as both of the runners are in Wind Temple, whether or not one runner has a lead or not. But like Crystal is making up time here by doing faster Cabana with Hammer. But yeah. Yeah, still very much anyone's race at this point.
I've done that before. Just look around and be like, wait, I don't have the hook shot.
Quick wait.
Oh, that's right. Seal still has hop across. See, now it's actually like really close. Assuming they both full clear overworld before they go back to, or before they go into Wind Temple.
Yeah, which is pretty likely, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. Well, if one of them doesn't, one of them doesn't,
Then,
it could be very distinct on who's ahead.
yeah.
Very deciding. Into outset. Time for the big pig. Oh, ooh.
Oh my goodness, he just barely didn't have enough magic to make it into the water.
He might have had enough distance if he just jump slashed to like get underneath.
I'm not sure that he knows that you can just swim. Okay, he's gonna go ahead and drink soup.
Crystal making the return visit.
You frog walk back to grandma.
What do you have to do? Do you just fill it back up? Okay. I guess that's pretty fast with instant text.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh,
honestly,
and we're just throwing the statue out of bounds actually.
I mean, honestly, with how fast, like, Crystal had to come back to outset anyways, like, with how fast one cycling Ganon is.
Yeah, it's probably not much of a difference.
Yeah.
And other like spots that they can just save time, like not having to worry about magic. But
Right. Like
if
Wind
you know where the
Temple.
magic refills are in Wind Temple, it's not too bad.
True.
Nice little toss.
Big pig.
There's our Master Sword.
So that's pretty big considering we don't know whether or not Seal is the type of person to rush Wind Temple at this point or full clear overworld. Because Seal does
Yeah,
have command
it's-
melody,
It's
You can't
just
just
that
go-
one check.
right? Because that is pretty out of the way and it does take a long time to do. Yeah, so Pop Print right now is Crystal's only option. So she's probably hoping that this is the command melody, and she's gonna be probably not pleasantly surprised by the wallet. I know that mistracking is not something that's very fun for anybody. So I know that if I was in this situation, whenever I'm last locationing something, I'm always a little nervous that I just did something wrong.
Yeah, it is always scary if you last location something and then you're just like, wait,
Yeah.
please be something.
So here's Wallet. Calls our champs for Wallet Mail Command Melody.
Sigh of relief. You can feel it across the world.
So now we just people arrive Wind Temple and then...
Just sail there. No,
Oh no.
it's so close now. It's like actually insanely close between the two.
You know, I don't blame her because you never think, like, hardly ever are you in the situation where you're at Spectacle or at Paw Print and then you're sailing to Wind Temple, but it's always good to pay attention to. Oh, okay, I thought, alright, yeah, this is just, we're just
Yeah, no, it's just very
tied.
close. Yeah.
This race is just like tied. This is wild. It's gonna come down to Wind Temple execution. And then after we see what happens with that, it'll come down to Hyrule.
Or like, also which routes they take. If they try to rush stuff in the hub room, because they know that both of them are here. Or, they don't, I correct myself, could still be a sword in Hyrule.
Yeah, it could still be. Don't forget that this is a Pogi seed, and we could see Sword in Hyrule. We don't have Wind God's Aria. I don't know if either of these runners are comfortable with Wind God's Aria skip. So, yeah. Wind Temple can just change everything for us. 2 swords to go mode.
The one thing I will
And
say
a
that's
small
nice
Pegasus, yeah.
about like storing stuff when you are just looking for swords is that you never have to pause to like look at your items.
Oh, I
It's just
wholeheartedly
right there.
agree. Yeah, your HUD just updates. Whereas when you're looking for shards, it can get really confusing really fast. With how many shards you might be missing. So at this point in time, Crystal has the slight lead. Ever so slight. There's
There's
one
the
of the
first sword.
swords! Oh my goodness. And if you remember what we were talking about earlier at the beginning of the seed, if Crystal wins, there is a 3-way tie between 3rd place and top 4 in the groups move on. So I think you said earlier what happens in that case, but I'm not sure what happens if there's...
Yeah, so I'm assuming that it's the same as what we did in Spoiler Log, unless there's like some special rule for Challengers Cup. But I don't
like a-
think there is. So
like a
the
3-way
3
race.
runners, yeah, the 3 runners will all play a race, and that'll determine what their seed is. So like the first person to finish would get the 3rd place spot. The second person to finish would get the 4th place spot, and the last person to finish will not qualify for brackets.
I see. Yeah, so this is pretty spicy what's going on here.
It looks like Seal actually took the lead in that room.
Yeah, so that just goes to show you just how strong just general movement can be in situations like this. Seal didn't open the warp pod, according to Avo. And Crystal did open the warp pod, I didn't see that.
Well, I imagine that Seal just won't take the warp pot in that
Right.
case. Yeah, even when races are this close, equips are also a thing that
Yeah.
when you when you're watching like a close race and then somebody just pauses, it's like, oh, just go. I get you need the items and all that, but just go.
Great.
It could also come down to if they know big key skip. Because if they get a sword and
Small key.
sword and small key, no big key, and you have to if that big key's in either the tall enemy room or the mini boss, then those are the last checks that you look at. Crystal, a little bit of the blade to Makar. I very much
Makar is just
approve of this.
taking a beating.
Onions are meant to be sliced.
So Crystal doesn't have wind gods. She's opening this chest.
And it looks like Seal is gonna. This is really gonna be interesting
Oh.
because Seal's gonna rush the hub checks that are really fast.
Yeah,
And it looks like Crystal's on a similar idea of skipping the big key.
Well, I don't think that
she doesn't have Wind God's Aria either.
Yeah,
That
she
is.
she
Yeah.
just can't get that chest.
So, if Wind God's Aria is like in the basement, well, never mind that.
We're just people re-arriving back to back to
What do you
Mickey
do here? I
chest.
guess you go to the middle room and then you go back through that room again.
I mean,
Because you open up the basement too. When you go up here.
yeah, I'm not sure whether it would be better to go backwards at that point. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, because the only issue if you go back there, because here Crystal can actually also open up the warp pot, and then it becomes really interesting to save warp out of Big Key.
Mm.
Or yeah, you just go this way and then grab
Do the room
Makar,
again.
bring him back.
Yeah.
It looks like Seal did not bring Makar, so he will be going for Winged Zarya skip. Hopefully he can get this storage pretty fast. So it's estimated that this route saves like 20 seconds, and the second try does save time then. But it's also the fact that he didn't have Wind God's Aria going into it.
Right. Did Seal void before opening the chest? Is this a soft lock?
Oh,
That's
this is a soft lock. That's a soft lock.
Okay. So, I mean, we know that the chest in left alcove was.
But when's his last save?
Oh, it's his last save. Oh my god, I don't know.
After Big Pig.
Wow.
It's definitely not like the end because he knows what most of those checks are, but it is really bad. Now Crystal is just very much so in the lead.
Yeah, Crystal is in a really good spot here.
Yeah, like if they didn't save after Big Pig, then they'd Oh, I mean, you do Big Pig again because it's right after Tachi
Right.
because he did hop across at last.
True, he didn't delete his item. I bet Crystal is pretty happy that she went back to Grandma right now.
So now we're just looking for not the sword.
The second
And a
sword.
small key.
There's cute little vanilla small key.
I'm assuming Crystal knows how to skip the small key too if she doesn't happen to find the small key in this chest, then she can check the first chest in Spike Room.
Okay, there's big key.
Wait, she doesn't know how to skip small key? She does know how to get to the basement though, the odd shot, right? Surely?
Yeah, Blonde, there's a, you can roll clip on top of the door frame to get into the Wizrobe mini-boss.
You can also just do if you're uncomfortable with the roll clips, you can do the odd shot to just clip out of bounds and then just fly over there. Or the L slide from above. Oh, you cannot skip the basement one. You can only skip small keys if they're if they have loading zones behind them.
Ooh, Crystal did fall down.
Not too bad. It sucks, but it's like it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, the best way to back this up, yeah, is what she's doing is to just get grabbed and come back.
Well, Seal actually... Wait. What is Seal's route gonna be? Because he shouldn't get Wind God's Aria now.
It looks like he's trying to open the basement,
Yeah.
probably.
I assume he just goes to the basement.
I mean, he still doesn't know what left alcove was.
Yeah, that's true.
So I imagine he'll check that and then go either upstairs or basement. Okay, it's looking more like we have a bit of a potential for a high roll sword. We are missing the compass, and that's it in terms of dungeon items.
So, if we're missing the compass, and there's 2 checks left, You know what that means, right? It
I
does
can't say
mean
that I do.
that at this point, it's a 50-50 whether the sword is in Hyrule or in Wind Temple.
Oh gosh, I guess it really is. Seal's probably pretty upset that that's the map. So we'll just have to see if this chest right here is a compass or not.
If it's not a compass and it's not an item, we get to skip the basement. Well, it's a compass.
So sword is either Tall Emily Room or Hyrule at this point.
Oh.
And Crystal still very much has a lead over Seal. I mean, with these late swords and all those shards that we got in the early game, I mean, I feel like I'm feeling Hyrule. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think the sword's here. I think it's in Hyrule. Feels Hyrule, man. Feels
So you're telling me that
DC, man.
Are you telling me that you would just like skip
Oh, yeah.
this?
Absolutely.
Leave it. Yeah. Sure.
That's definitely the type of random runner I am. Big gambler.
Big Gamba. After full clearing the overworld, just Big Gamba.
Yeah, it's just I don't know where.
50-50, gotta save those. Gotta go for this like 5-minute gamble versus
It's a pretty
like
big time save, you know? Tall enemy room is pretty slow. Sim. The moment of truth. As soon as we kill this last Goblin. Hopefully the chest spawns. I mean, this room can always just hit you with a debate and the chest just doesn't show up. You have to people re-arrive and...
You just look away okay. Especially when you look away from the goblin when it's dying.
So I would have lost this race. But Crystal is in go mode. So the only thing standing between her and first place is Mulgara and Hyrule. But Seal is not so far behind that he doesn't have a chance to catch up. Anything can happen still. Seal getting the bomb boost.
Oh, also, Pogi, could we switch to Crystal's audio real quick?
Can we get
It's
some
kind of important, you know?
some cat jams maybe? Any I would like to see everybody put cat jam in the chat, please. Thank you. It's very important. The cat jammers. You know, a little Pepe Jam never hurt anybody. Back before the days of Cat Jam, this was the Pepe Jam boss.
Oh, it was a sour PLS.
Oh yeah,
Sour
sour.
PLS.
Sour fruit.
Seal gaining the collateral on the Dark Nut and the Wizrobe. Ooh, gain the snipe.
Crystal with the snipe. Let's go. Oh, snipes. Alright, that was a pretty good Mulgara from Crystal. Sometimes those snipes can be pretty hard to land.
Looks like Seal is gonna be. Oh wait, no, he just full cleared. Just full
Okay.
cleared except for skipping the items that he got before.
Right. So he's really just the tall enemy room and Mulgara behind Crystal at this point.
Which I mean is a lot for how much gameplay is left.
Right,
Because
yeah.
Mulgara is probably like 3 to 4 minutes on by himself with his cutscenes.
Yeah, if Crystal doesn't have any problems with Hyrule, then this should be... Crystal should have this.
And meanwhile, Seal will be picking up his last sword here. I mean, at that point, it like doesn't even matter if it's Hyrule or not, if your last location ain't it anyways.
Yeah, I agree. Just if it was MSC, then the seed would just be slightly longer at that point.
Especially because you have light arrows.
Right.
So will be Hurricane Spain the barrier.
It's so wild to me, like... I wonder if Crystal plays with race time open.
Losing a bit of time and magic doing so.
A little bit of time and magic is all that does for us. I don't know, is the restream audio back on Seal?
It is
If
back on
not,
Seal. It is back on
alright.
Seal.
Cat Jam it is. I'll also switch to Seal's audio then. Crystal showing us dabbing Darknut.
PsychedelicSeal finishing up Mulgera. At this point, it's definitely Crystal's race to lose, but, or that is how the saying works, I think.
Can't say that I've heard that saying before, but I get what you mean.
Yeah.
So it's up, yeah, it's up to Crystal at this point how this race plays out.
As long as PG1 goes okay, then it
Yeah,
should be.
then we're in the clear.
Especially since we have the extra soup from Grandma.
True.
A little high, got the string, so I had the right timing, just a little bit high. Got the
There we
first
go.
shot.
Just 2 more. So hopefully the Keiths are gonna drop some magic for us here. I don't imagine that they wouldn't, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with each one being a 1 in 3 chance, there's a pretty good chance.
There's 2 shots. There's
There's a
3.
third.
So at this point, if either of the runners play with race time up, they both know that like they're each in Hyrule, so you have no idea where the other runner is, and so nerves could probably be pretty high for them right now. Unfortunately, missing Crypt, but we have one more opportunity for Crypt Shot.
Gain 2 magics. Wait, isn't the deadline for these groups like Sunday?
Yes.
So we got another race coming up soon.
Oh, you're right. yeah.
Assuming Crystal wins.
Yeah, assuming Crystal wins. I mean, this is a pretty unique situation. I imagine
Yeah.
that they could probably extend the deadline for a
If needed.
3-person tiebreaker race. Which is pretty exciting, though. I feel like that one will be a good one to watch. Because this just goes to show how close the runners in this group are in skill level. Hanajin, that's a good question, and I'm not sure that it was necessarily specified. but I'd have to look at the rules doc to double check. Oh, I know that there are races on Sunday, so Sunday is definitely fair.
Getting grapple skip
Yeah, it was pretty clean.
and pod slide.
Yeah, that was a very good climb from Crystal. Good first phase.
Does need to get 2 more quick spins, I think. I think that's how the damage is gonna work out. That's gonna be enough. And GG to Crystal.
Yeah, GG's. Good race. With Crystal having just finished up in real time, I imagine maybe we'll get her in for an interview pretty shortly. We do have a group tie. There is a 3-way tie in Group A, so... Yeah, and Crystal's in the waiting room. Go ahead and drag her in here. Hello, Crystal. GG.
Hi. Sorry, I'm like almost crying right now.
So, how do you feel about the 3-way tie, huh?
Jesus. I was not expecting to win this race. Oh man. My hands are shaking.
Overall, your execution was good. Routing was good. Is there anything you want to talk about in terms of the choices that you made?
I had a feeling, because I've been watching Seal route, and I knew Seal didn't rush dungeons. Like, Seal usually tries to clear overworld pretty quickly, but if I knew if I could rush dungeons as soon as I can quickly get through them, I had a feeling I would be okay. I didn't enjoy it. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh man.
I mean, it turned out in the end that you pretty much had to full clear the overworld ultimately because you were missing Command Melody and Wind Gods. And the swords were just,
terrible. You know what? I will say though, there wasn't a sword in Master Sword Chamber, so we'll take that. We will take that for sure.
Yeah,
last time I raced... Sorry.
No, go ahead, Crystal.
The last race I did that Pogi roll, there was light arrows actually in Master Sword Chamber, and it was awful.
Pogi does like to roll the high rule seats.
And then this time I got light arrows like before I even got a sword. No, I got a sword before lights. His lights for me were the Dark Nut mini boss and Tachi.
Right, yeah.
Those are Seal's lights as well.
I had a feeling. I was hoping for something to jump slash with, anything at all.
Yeah, you guys didn't get Hammer for a long time either.
I know. I went to Diamond Step early, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I got a bottle! And then Grandma had Din's Pearl. I'm like, oh my gosh, Din's Pearl! And then I found a bottle in 5-star, so I'm like, oh man.
That's what I was saying too. You got that bottle, and I was like, oh, so you know, hookshot probably not in Tower of the Gods
Yeah.
because this bottle, and then
Yeah,
people in
'cause
chat
it's
were
a
like, well,
bottle.
there could be another bottle. And I was like, nah, what are the odds of the bottle?
And then it was in 5-star sub.
Yeah, it turns out there's a 0-0 bottle, but you know.
Yeah. Sure. Where's Seal? I don't have anything open.
Seal is about to fight Ganon.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, it was a pretty tight race. So, you two actually were just flat out tied, like when you were sailing to Wind Temple.
Yeah.
It was even.
Yeah, I think you
so-
were ahead by like 10 seconds, maybe 15.
Really?
Right, yeah, just a
It's
matter
crazy.
of seconds ahead. So, Seal went for the Wind God's Aria skip route, and then didn't void out in the big key room. And so had to soft reset back to his latest save, which was after Big Pig.
Oh my goodness! Wow, that's not fun.
No, so it didn't lose him too much time, but it definitely made a
Yeah.
big difference.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I really wasn't comfortable doing the Wind God's Aria skip, so I was like,
Right.
man. I was getting really concerned when I didn't have command. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have one check in paw print. I hope I didn't mismark something. And I got wallet, and I'm like, oh my gosh, where is this? It has to be on wallet mail. So I checked wallet mail at paw print. I'm like, oh my gosh, command. And I'm like, where is Wind God's Aria? And then it was in many cyclones. And it was in many cyclones. And I'm like, oh
Yeah, right after you go to the big key room.
right. I'm like, oh man, this is the reason I should learn Wind God's Aria skip. Or at least get better at it.
Right. It's GG for Seal.
GG, that's, yeah.
Yeah, close race.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Only a seed.
Definitely
Glad-
felt like a pokey seed.
Yeah, I'm glad I got fire arrows before I went to DRC. And I got Leaf. I was so happy to find Leaf and Islet though.
Yeah, the
Honestly.
early islet was worth for you.
Just Leaf pump everywhere.
Let's see, how did you feel about Tower of the Gods? I felt like the enemies in Tower of the Gods just weren't very nice to you.
No, the keys just destroyed me.
The keys destroyed you and the rat in the first room. It was crazy.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, the rat just destroyed me. And right in front of the Beamos too, I'm like, man,
Yeah.
you're kidding me, right? So then I had to kill the Beamos. And then I was my own enemy. And talk cheesy.
What's up?
GG Seal, GG.
GG's to everybody. Congrats on the win, Crystal.
Thank you. It was a close race from what I heard.
Yes. I think we were only separated by like 5 or so minutes at the end of it.
Yeah, but when you two were on your way to Wind Temple, you guys were only a matter of like 10 seconds apart, both sailing to Wind Temple at the same time, having both done all of the overworld.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was really close. Let's see, and now we have the three-way tie in your group.
Yay.
We
Yep,
will have.
it's us two and Econogen, correct?
Yes. It is.
Awesome.
Yeah, so you guys will probably be having a three-way race in order to determine the tiebreaker. So that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
Down to the wire.
No lie. Honestly, I was not expecting cause I'm newer than probably everybody in my group, and I was not expecting to win one game. This grouping.
You've been practicing a lot, and it just goes to show how much practice can make a difference and how quickly different people can improve. It's been really cool to see in the Challenge Cup just how fast everybody's been improving. Has been crazy to see. So yeah, you guys worked hard.
Yeah, I know I mentioned this to some people at the start of Challenge Cup. Like, Challenge Cup isn't going to matter as much like who starts out with the high seeds. It's going to matter who puts in the time and just grinds out stuff. and gets better because there's a lot more room for improvement.
Right, exactly.
And that's something that I've seen a lot in the Group A matches, is that a lot of people really up their consistency over the course since like qualifying. And I know that's what killed me today, was just having really inconsistent play and a couple brain farts. But yeah, a lot of people are getting a lot more consistent, so it's really cool to see in races.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Seal, did you hurricane spin down the barrier?
No, I completely forgot about Hurricane Spin, and I remembered during the Ganondorf fight, and I was wondering why I just kept spinning.
Just wee.
So what was going through your mind, Seal, when you were in the big key room? You just...
I'm not sure if a whole lot was going through my mind, to be perfectly
You know what, that's
honest with
fair.
you.
What I'm more
yeah.
curious about what's going through your mind, or go ahead with this first.
Oh, no, because I made like 3 very key mistakes that I just completely messed up my rhythm for the entire run. What were you
Yeah,
going
When you got into Cliff Plateau and you opened that little chest and Link just raised the little bombs above his head.
Yeah, I
That was
really
wild.
thought I got storage there.
You really
So
did.
You got
no.
storage, but then the cutscene of the Boko Baba eating you took your storage. And
No.
I guess because I know if you aren't actually like eaten by it, normally it doesn't like actually eat your storage because you'll get it back, but maybe you have to kill it for it to properly end that cutscene in like the game's sense. So
Holy cannoli. So that's what happened.
yeah.
We were just as confused probably
Yeah,
as you
you-
were.
If you thought that you just didn't get storage and you brain for it that bad, it wasn't that bad, no.
You definitely
it's
got
like-
your little storage.
Yeah, I thought I got it, and then I'm just like, okay. I think it was like the second try. Maybe I just didn't get as lucky as I thought that I did. And then I remember thinking that, oh yeah, I got ate by the Boko Baba, but didn't give it a second thought. And when I saw bombs pop up, I'm just like, well, I'm gonna have to come back here at some point.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think he still got like eaten by the Boko Baba, if I remember correctly, because he can actually miss you, but it'll still be in like that camera lock kind of thing, and you'll still have control over Link, and you can just kill him then. But
Oh, that is definitely a you learn something every day moment.
Yeah.
And then as far as what happened in Wind Temple, I've done that skip multiple times, but for some reason I never know if the chest you store doing the bomb push storage, like if that's a legit loading scene or not. And I didn't think that if you exited the room, you would soft lock. So I'm just like, okay, I'll exit the room. Maybe it'll be just like in Dragon Roost Cavern where you can go backwards through it. And that is 100% not the case.
Soft lock. So, before killing the Darkness, or after, I don't think it matters, but you can ESS into the door frame and you can void out that way to get your item, or you can Death Warp. And those are your options.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
so that doesn't count as the loading zone. So I was right in that case.
Right, so it was
Thankfully-
actually a good decision for you to soft reset out of that.
Because if it was sword or something like that. Okay,
Right.
again, I've learned 2 things today about
Yeah.
the Laker randomizers.
Yeah, and now that'll never happen to you again, so, you know.
Oh, I highly doubt it.
It's true. It's okay. Yeah, stuff like that never happens. Like my chest and needle rock. I definitely didn't forget it today.
Yeah. Like, I've forgotten Wind Shrine before, and I had to DNF once. You know, these things happen, and then you never make the same mistake twice. Probably.
Well, you know. well.
well.
I mean, overall, it was just a really insane seed. I don't think that I had a sword until like an hour and a half in or something
Oh,
like that.
don't worry. I didn't either.
Oh yeah, first sword wasn't until about 90 minutes in, and I don't remember who even got the first sword, but it was late, very late. So that was just the seed being whack.
Mean. It was mean.
Yeah,
I just
there
know.
was
I just remember one being on Big Pig. Just
Yes.
like behind Tachi.
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely had a couple moments between like an hour 15 and an hour 30 where I thought the like swordless option might have gotten
I
checked out
know.
by mistake.
And like Pogi's here is sabotaging us.
Just like let's throw a monkey wrench into this real quick.
Wouldn't be surprising because it is Pogi.
Look back at your randomizer, you're like, why is Battle Squid minigame checked?
Yeah. Sploosh kaboom? Do I need to get out the tool?
Tool won't help you much at that point. No clue what those RNG values that far in are.
Sploosh.
Unless anybody has any last words. Pogi.
Oh, that was amazing. I am proud of this silence. I am so proud of the silence. That was great.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry. I
Glad to oblige.
I didn't interrupt it. He's just upset because I interrupted the last awkward silence.
Yeah, no, but this wouldn't even make Jay go like Pogi. So those are the ones you love. All right. Well, it's time to wrap this up. First of all, congratulations, Crystal, on making us TOs have even more work to do now.
Good job, Crystal.
Hey, I did my job, okay?
GG's to both
I
of
came
y'all.
to cause chaos.
Before I give credits to everybody who deserves it, I would like to talk to you guys about what's going on for the rest of the day. I believe there's something going on in CSR2 right now. Yeah, there's a cross-queue tournament, which we are gonna go raid, but before we do that, let's talk about tonight, or for you people on the east, tomorrow, we have Clarion versus Lanamphy doing game 2 of their lower bracket race. Lower bracket, this is top 12, and this is happening tonight or tomorrow, depending on where you leave. That is at 2 a.m. EST. If you guys want to stay up and watch it, I will, because I'm going to restream it. So that's basically all there really is. Tomorrow is just packed. And because of that, I am just going to do this amazing command that will let you know everything you need to know about CSR tomorrow, because it's a lot. It's a lot. Anyways,
I counted them. There's 10 races. 10 races tomorrow.
Yeah, that is for Wind Waker.
Yep.
and there's a lot more happening. Thank you so much, Sim, for sending out the commands. Did the commentator send? Okay, it did. All right. So thank you, Jaywist and Haley, so much for commentating today. I really appreciate it. On the tracking, it was me and Rana. Rana basically did like 80% of the job, but I'll still give myself a bit of the credit for the little stuff I did. Shout out, of course, to both the runners who are literally actually still in the tournament, causing a 3-way tie, which is going to be resolved soon. Thank you so much. GG's to both of you, and good luck on that final group race. That we're gonna have to figure out when it's gonna happen. So we're gonna stay in communication with you guys. Anyways, this was ZeldaSpeedRuns tonight. We're gonna send you over to CSR2, and we'll see you later tonight or tomorrow for the lower bracket race. Goodbye!